Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to RaggedyAssBitchTV. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about a post that's been making the rounds and it's pissing me the hell off. There's this guy. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't deserve the additional attention. But he posted this meme with the caption, "Here's some advice to men. Women hate men of progress. They want to meet you near the finish line, so don't stress." And the meme shows a man in 2021 on a motorcycle with a woman telling her, "Stick with me. In 4 years, I'll have us living better." Then it shows 2025. He's all successful, suit and tie, Rolls Royce in the background, at what looks like a wedding, saying, "I kept my promise. You just didn't stay long enough to see it." The implication is clear. Women are impatient. Women don't support men. Women only want you when you've already made it. Let me tell you why this is absolute garbage. First of all, let's talk about what actually happens in the real world, not in fantasy memes designed to make men feel like victims, but in actual reality. Here's a pattern we see over and over again. Woman meets man is struggling, maybe he's in school, maybe he's starting a business, maybe he's between jobs, whatever. Man says, "Stick with me, I'm going somewhere. We're going to make it together." Woman believes him. Woman supports him. Woman works, sometimes one job, sometimes two, sometimes three. Woman pays the bill while he focuses on his dreams. Woman cooks, cleans, manages the household, provides emotional support, plays therapist when he's stressed, plays cheerleader when he's doubting himself. Woman does all the things a wife would do. She's just doing them with a girlfriend title. No ring, no legal protections, no recognition, just faith and labor. Years go by, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. She's still there, still working, still supporting, still believing in his progress. Then finally he makes it. He gets the degree, he gets the promotion, the business takes off, he starts making real money, things are looking up. And what does he do? He leaves her. He finds someone new, usually younger, sometimes more accomplished, sometimes just different. And he marries that woman within a year, sometimes within months. Meanwhile, the original woman, the one who was there through all the struggle, who sacrificed her own goals and dreams to support his, who did wife things for years without a wife title, she gets nothing. No appreciation, no acknowledgement, no "we made it, baby," just abandonment. So when this man makes his little meme talking about women hate men of progress and "you just didn't stay long enough," that's gaslighting. That's rewriting history to make himself the victim. Because here's what that meme doesn't show you. It doesn't show the years she spent working two jobs so he could go to school. It doesn't show her putting her own education or career on hold. It doesn't show the times she went without so he could have. It doesn't show him slowly changing as he got successful, getting distant, getting critical, getting eyes for other women. It doesn't show him starting to see her as not good enough for the new version of himself he was becoming. It doesn't show him already planning his exit before he even got to the finish line. And here's where it gets really rich. When people started calling him out in the comments, you know what he said? It's 2025. People do what's best for them. Oh, so when she leaves, she's a villain who hates progress. But when he would have left after making it, that's just doing what's best for him. When women protect themselves and their time, they're selfish and unsupportive. But when men leave the woman who supported them, that's just smart business. Make it make sense. If it's 2025 and people should do what's best for them, then she did exactly that. She looked at the situation and said, I'm not waiting around anymore. She decided she was worth more than being someone's placeholder, someone's stepping stone, someone's struggle support system. She did what was best for her, and he's mad about it. Let me tell you why women actually leave men of progress. We leave because we realize you were never planning to take us to the finish line with you. We were the fuel, not the passenger. We were the investment you made so you could trade up later. We leave because we get tired of doing wife things with girlfriend benefits. We leave because we realize that stick with me really meant sacrifice for me until I don't need you anymore. We leave because we've watched too many women before us give their best years to men who left them the moment they had better options. We leave because we finally understand men of progress often means men who progress right past the woman who helped them get there. And let's talk about who these men leave for, because there's a pattern there too. Sometimes it's the younger woman, because apparently once you hit 30 or 35, you're suddenly not good enough anymore, even though you were good enough when you had nothing. Sometimes it's the woman with the degree or the career, the one who's already made it, so he doesn't have to feel guilty about her sacrificing for him. She has her own, so he can pretend he's not taking advantage. Sometimes it's just someone new, someone who doesn't know him when he was struggling, someone who only sees the successful version. So she doesn't have memories of all the times he failed or struggled or needed help. Someone who doesn't carry the resentment of all those years of sacrifice. Because here's what these men don't want to admit: the woman who was there through the struggle knows too much. She remembers when he was weak, when he was scared, when he needed her. And men like this don't want partners who've seen them vulnerable. They want partners who think they've always been successful, partners who believe the myth they're trying to create about themselves. The struggle girl knows the truth, and the truth makes him uncomfortable. So he trades her in for someone who doesn't know his history, someone who believes his story about being self made, even though she's literally standing there watching him abandon the woman who made him. And can we talk about the economic devastation this causes? This woman spent years working multiple jobs. She probably put her own education on hold, her own career, her own dreams. While he was building his resume, hers was stagnating. While he was making connections, she was too busy working to support them both to make her own. While he was investing in his future, she was just trying to keep them afloat. So when he leaves, she's not just losing a partner, she's losing years of investment. She's losing the future she was promised. She's losing the financial security she worked for. And she's left trying to rebuild in her 30s or 40s while he's off enjoying the success they built together with someone who contributed nothing to it. That's not just emotional damage, that's economic damage, that's wage loss, opportunity loss, career loss. And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the financial impact of supporting a man through his progress only to be left behind when he makes it. So, here's some real advice, not for men, but for women. When a man asks you to stick with him while he gets himself together, ask yourself, what is he contributing right now? Not what he promises for the future, but what is he actually bringing to the table today? If you're working multiple jobs while he focuses on his dreams, who's focusing on yours? If you're sacrificing your time, energy, money, and goals for his future, what is he sacrificing for yours? If you're playing wife without a ring, what's stopping him from finding a new player once the game changes? I'm not saying don't support your partner. I'm not saying relationships shouldn't involve sacrifice, but support should be mutual. Sacrifice should be mutual. Progress should be mutual. If you're the only one building and he's the only one who benefits from what gets built, that's not partnership, that's exploitation. And to the men who make posts like this, who frame women as the villains in your success story, maybe she didn't leave because she hated your progress. Maybe she left because she realized she was making more progress without you than with you. Maybe she left because she saw the finish line too, and you weren't in her vision of it anymore. Maybe she left because she finally understood we're going to make it together was a lie, and I'm going to make it and then leave you was the truth. Women don't hate progress. We hate being used. We hate being undervalued. We hate being treated as disposable once we're no longer useful. You want a woman to stick around? Treat her like she's part of the progress, not just the process. Treat her like she's the goal, not just the stepping stone. Treat her like she's your partner, not your place holder. And one more thing, if you're not that man who left the woman who supported you, and you're reading this or hearing this and feeling defensive, ask yourself why you feel defensive. Is it because you know deep down that you did exactly what I'm describing? That you used her support and then discarded her when you didn't need it anymore? Because if that's not what you did, then this shouldn't bother you. But if it is what you did, then maybe instead of making memes about women not staying long enough, you should take some accountability for the fact that you never intended to bring her along in the first place. So, no, we're not going to feel bad for leaving. We're not going to apologize for protecting our time. and energy. We're not going to wait around for years hoping you'll finally see our value when history has shown us that men like you only see our value in retrospect. Usually, when you're trying to explain to your new wife why your ex is crazy. This has been Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. We don't wait for finish lines, we create our own. Stay unfiltered, stay unbought, stay free. Peace.